What's going on, Sky Squad? We are back in the building, the actual building. Yes, your boy's back in his studio. I got my old lighting set back going, so I feel like, we good today, right? So we, of course, got to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Your boy just got off the road, set up real quick, and ready to get into this Ponderosa, okay? Now, I want to know what you guys thought of the episode. I thought it was good. It was interesting to me because there were a lot of people doing the reality TV work. Like some people was working this episode, and then there was a lot of people who wasn't doing a lot of talking. Now, not to say they weren't working, but they definitely wasn't talking. We'll get into that in just 1 second. But before we do that, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell button, and join the Rich Life Gang, 202-918-3386. Okay? You want to know how to travel like the rich at a fraction of the cost. Okay? This is for those individuals that want to go on vacation. They want to go solo someplace, wherever you want to go. I got the secrets for you. And just in case you ain't get enough with that, in case you're not ready for all that type of talk, you can get my brand new ebook. It's in the link in the description down below. I worked real hard on this. Still got the Black Friday sale going on. Okay. With that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and get into the Jamboree. Okay. This episode was titled Big Dis Energy. Okay. This is really a play on Destiny's sort of play on Big D energy, right? So the D stands for Destiny, but in this case, it stands for dis, okay? Or we could say it stands for denial, delusion in some situations, but I'll let you be the judge of who is where and who got what kind of D going on, okay? And where that D is. That's also a subject of conversation. So let's talk about the episode description. It says Martell vents to Destiny about a recent Marsau interview and lack of support since his arrest. Melody questions Kimmy about Maurice's DUI arrest, while Tisha pushes Marsau to check on his brother. Tempers flare as Martell and Marsau face off at the park. All right, so let's get into this Jamboree. And let's talk about what we got to talk about with this episode. Now, when I talk about people doing the work, really what I'm talking about is on reality TV, there has to be people that are asking the questions, right? So there's got to be someone who is narrating or at least moving the needle in terms of having discussions about events that are actually happening within the show and in real life, and then in the reality of reality. Okay. And when I say the reality of reality, I'm talking about interviews, because that ends up becoming a big part of the reality TV microcosm, as it were, right? So we start off with Destiny, right? Destiny is having a conversation with Martell, and I guess he's supposed to be over there helping her unbox or box up her new body products, body butters. I do love a body butter. I love any type of like body butter. To me, it's just something about it. Don't you just want to just like lather yourself in it, especially when it goes on smooth? I like that. I like that kind of carrying on. I do. I really do. I wonder if I can make my own. Have y'all ever made your own body butter? I feel like people be making it in their house, and maybe I just need to find some. I'll look on the TikTok, because the TikTok tell you everything according to the young folk. Okay, I ain't that old, but I'm just saying, So she's talking to him about, not only his revenge P, well, not really the revenge P, okay? Really the harassing communication DV charge. Now, the fact that we're actually having this level of discussion on a reality TV show is wild to me. Like DV harassing communications in this respect, when it's coinciding with the admission. I could have swore he admitted to his mom earlier in the first part of the season that he did send Melody a picture, and what the intention of that was sounds to everyone like revenge P. And I'm not necessarily certain why he is talking around it now, when I thought in conversation he had admitted, yeah, I did send a picture. But why would you send that picture if it wasn't an implied threat? Clearly, from everyone's perspective, even your castmates, that's what it sounds like. So in my mind, this is personally a scene that I would have preferred to see Destiny. If that's your boy, then you might want to. I mean, and maybe she did have this conversation with him off camera. She kind of knows that he is a live wire. Like you just don't ever know what he's gonna do. But I do wish we could see her really get into him about what not to do, right? Like the fact that anybody would even need to tell him not to do that is beyond me. But I just wish that I kind of wish she had gone in a little bit, not a little bit, a lot. You know what I'm saying? But he's, you know, the way he's talking about the case is real confusing to me, and what he's trying to do, or whether or not he is innocent or guilty. It's real confusing. I don't know what he's talking about. I need to go look at the court thing myself, but I don't really feel like doing all that work because I feel like the show needs to tell me, okay? Put it on the screen the way y'all put up Maurice and Destiny's arrest photos. Put it on the screen. Let us see it. Because I don't have the energy or the strength to be searching down into the legal documents, because Norman is on vacation. Yes, indeed. I did give Norman a break because Norman's been working overtime, baby. I've had Norman on every little thing. Okay. So Norman is on vacation. So now that he is on vacation, I mean that he was like my, what's the legal people that that do the legal work with you, at me as the attorney, that person, okay, that go get the coffee and stuff like that, and then they go file the paperwork. He is off. So I don't, it's just a lot to keep up with. And it's a lot of arrests. Okay. It's a lot of arrests on the show. I mean, we know what happened with the whole situation with Destiny. We know what's going on with that situation. And even in that situation, this is like, really, honestly, you got to be careful who you marry. Again, I think I equated this to a hole before. It is very easy to dig a hole, but it is so hard to climb your way out. And somebody said this in the comments today, and I thought, it wasn't today. I think it was on our Beverly Hills review. And it said, and they said this, and if I could remember who it was, I would definitely like to shout you out. But whoever it was that said it, they said something about the person that you marry is not the person that you divorce. I was like, whoa. Now, that was a word right there. That was a word on the street. That was a Giselle word on the street. Okay. So, Destiny, anybody listening under the sound of my vocal cords, understand that divorce may bring out the worst in people. You go into the marriage with good intentions, but sometimes you leave with the worst. Okay. And I don't know what's going on with that situation in terms of what he is thinking, but in my mind, I don't know what she has done to I mean, I guess they got something going on with the bills or something. I don't know. Untie yourselves, untether yourselves, get yourselves untethered from any bills, any household items, any forks and knives. Just start all over. Okay. I mean, because Lord have mercy. I don't know what destiny. Just untether yourself to this man. However you can. However. So he can be happy, and you can be happy, and everybody can stay out of jail. Destiny wants to get everybody together. Again, this is what I mean by doing the work. Somebody got to get the group together so they could talk about all the madness. That's how reality TV works. And so Destiny was doing her job. Okay, Destiny was working in this episode. They said, you're gonna come back to this show, girl. You're gonna get what Kim Kardashian say. Nobody wants to work these days. Get your ass up and work. Okay. Them folks over there, I don't say work. Get to work, girl. So they sent her all around the place, gave her a uniform and everything. Anyway, Melody was also doing the work. Okay, she showed up to work today too, because she showing up did take Kimmy. Yes, girl, let's get you some exercise. I didn't know that Kimmy was having lung issues. I don't. Is that related to her previous health issue? And if so, my heart goes out to you because I understand. Okay, not for myself personally, but just I got some stuff going on in my y'all know. So I'm really sensitive to that. So what I did appreciate about this scene is that even though Melody's job in this moment was to get the tea, and let's be clear, that was the goal. I mean, somebody got to ask the questions so that the audience understands that the cast is talking about this, right? But it's also one of those situations, I'm assuming like a Karen situation. And since his charges were, I'm assuming they were dropped, I'm assuming that there was only so much that she was going to say about the situation, probably at the advice of whatever litigation team they have in place. But as a reality show personality, it's also Melody's job to ask that question. How are you feeling? Like, let me address it head on. And I will give Melody this. She said it all to Kimmy's face. Like, at least she said, like, if your husband doing something stupid, I understand, girl. I've been there. Okay. Now, on the flip side, I understand now, especially kind of as we watch Karen go through this on Potomac and understanding how people fight a DUI. See, I was under the impression before I started my SVU law degree, university, and all that stuff, and pass and get into the bar from SVU. I was under the impression that when you get the DUI, you just get the DUI. I didn't know you could fight a DUI. I really didn't. So to me, as I'm watching the situation with Karen play out on Potomac, and now I'm applying it to what I'm seeing on this show. And then we think about the stuff with Shannon on OC, and it's like, Lord have mercy, y'all, call a Uber. Call an Uber, okay? But anyway, all that to say, I now understand better why she probably couldn't say much. But I think in these situations, when the cast asks these questions, they're really wanting to get the person to express a feeling, right? What do you feel about this? Because while you can't probably say anything legally, you can probably say, you know what? The whole situation is really disappointing to me. And, I don't know how to navigate this. And I'm really having a hard time. So I think that the less I say about it, the better, because I don't want to, mess up anything that he has going on with the legal process. But girl, like, listen, the whole thing was surprising to me. I do think that you could do that, but I think that for Kimmy, she probably just wanted to, she probably knew it was to get, well, she did know it was to get the tea, but I'm sure she also might have been annoyed by the questions and was just like, I'm standing by my man. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus. even though I felt like that's not throwing him under the bus because it is this is reality. We're following your reality. I'm assuming at this point that maybe I guess I'm feeling like there is some residual tension there about what maybe between her and Melody. That's the only thing I can assume because I assume that Melody wasn't one of the people that called and checked on Maurice afterwards. And so maybe she's kind of like, well, you didn't even call and check on him. So why are you asking me this? That's my logic based on what Kimmy said in the episode. So I don't know. But then do you call someone after after they get a DUI? I guess, I mean, yeah, maybe you do, like, because I don't know. I don't know. I guess I would, right? Are you okay? Like, I mean, do I need to get you like do you do it in a way where it comes across as like not being shady, right? I guess you can because it's like concern, like, hey, you know, actually you can. I take that back, okay? Because something happened to somebody, within the past couple of months in the reality TV world. Before I talked about it, I text and said, hey, are you okay? So I guess in that situation, you can reach out, but are they that close? And maybe they're not. The next scene that we see is Letitia doing the work, right? So Maurice now has the DUI, and the funny thing is, it's not funny at all that he got a DUI. But the odd part of all of this is that he gets the DUI, and we don't really hear from him in this episode. We heard from him in the last episode. It was really like much ado about nothing, though. I mean, in terms of what we really get, and again, I get it because legal process has to take place and you don't want to incriminate yourself, especially if you are trying to go to get this drop. The less you say, the better, I'm assuming. Well, not assuming. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming because I'm still, in the early stages of, working and things like that, allegedly, not really. But you know what I'm saying. So, um, Letitia's doing the work. She is asking about, what's up with you and Martell. I think Letitia was trying to get ahead of what she already knew was going to be a situation based on Marsau doing the interview with Dustin on the Reality with the King podcast. And to be fair, Marsau in that interview spoke like I think that most men would, right? Like, why would you do that? That act alone, even in sending that photo and the intention behind it, is not something that a lot of people would not respect. I can see why Marsau would lose respect for that. It makes it's only rational. And to me personally, if I see that one of my friends has done an interview that I felt those type of way about it, I would reach out to them and I would be like, yo, like, what's up, bro? Like, why would you say those things? I wouldn't wait until the reality TV cameras come around because I don't know how long that's going to be. So either we need to film this scene today or you're going to get me asking questions on the strength of like, for real, like, what's up? So are you really that mad or do you really just want to get even, right? Because if you're really that mad, to me, you going straight in. Like, go directly to him. But again, this is reality TV, so this probably explains why Martell is waiting to confront Marsau. But what Marsau said was valid, based on the question. But then Marsau, it's like sometimes I'm with him, and then sometimes he loses me. Because Letitia is continuing to do the work by asking about Maurice's DUI, his DUI, or whatever Marsau said. And I'm like, yo, okay, so really, again, this is one of those situations where I felt like the punishment did not fit the crime. What Letitia asked in doing her job and talking about the reality of this situation in the most gentlest of ways, he didn't like it. And he did what I feel like he does to her a lot, which is really talk down to her and demean her. And it almost feels it was just very condescending the way he was treating her, because she asked him about how his, like, what had he spoken to Maurice, had he been over there to comfort him or whatever. Like, why are you getting so upset with her about her being curious about how you are managing a big thing that's happened in your family? Like, if she showed no concern, and I'm sure maybe he's probably annoyed that it was brought up on camera, but it's like, bro, this happened. It happened, and it happened allegedly around the time that you are having an event. If I'm correct in my memory, right? So it's got to be talked about, and Maurice can't say anything about it. But what can be said is, yeah, you know what? I did have a conversation with him, and he's at a point right now where he's feeling some type of way, but he's confident that he can, prove his innocence, or yeah, I talked to him, and the conversation went, this way. I don't know what's, without implicating. You can have that conversation without being so condescending to your wife on national television, such that it seems like you just kind of beat her down, like, to, like, just into submission. Like, I just didn't like the way that conversation went, and I don't know if he was in a mood that day or what, but it just felt, I don't know, it just gave me an icky feeling. I don't know. So Kimmy meets up with Destiny because Destiny is planning the Big D field day or whatever. Now, she is earlier, when Melody and Kimmy had a conversation during the workout session, Melody mentioned that, she felt kind of crazy with this whole situation with Destiny, because she felt like they left off on a positive note, and she felt like Destiny got back and started doing interviews. And again, this is what I mean by how the 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 reality around the reality show affects the reality show in such a major way, that already they've just gotten back from the girls trip, and an interview has already been done and seen, and now it's like we're talking about it. So that's just so interesting with this show and the way they film it. So maybe that's also what adds to the, like, way they film. I don't know. Anyway, actually, I forgot to rate the episode. If I had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll probably give it like a 9.5. Just because I felt like people were digging and asking questions, and even in the cases where they were stonewalled, they were still asking questions. But we'll get to my butt in a minute. So during this conversation, Kimmy lets it be known, like, hey, did you do some type of interview where you were talking about Melody? Because for her, she kind of feels a certain type of way because she thought y'all left on a good note. And so at that point, Destiny's like, okay, we'll call it in. And Kimmy's like, really, girl, I'm just here to deliver the message, like the reality TV thing I'm supposed to do. You need to go handle it, because I'm just trying to let you know that whatever you said has now ruffled some feathers, and now you need to fix it. But I don't want to be in it. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Leave me out of it, right? And in this case, the messenger is brought all the way into it because Destiny is blocked. So either blocked, don't got the number, whatever. She can't call. So she instructs Kimmy to call. Kimmy is like, girl, please don't make me. Oh, Lord, I don't want to call her and be in the middle of this. Child, no, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave Brittany alone. And so end up that when she call her, it go to voicemail or something. So, Melody must have been Melody's probably packing some orders or something. You know what I'm saying? And getting the product out. And I don't we ain't filming, girl. Why are you calling me? I'm working. So there's that. All we know is that the Big D conference is coming up, and everybody else is going to be there, likely except Melody, because I think if Martell is going to be there, Melody is not. So I don't even know why we calling her. She not going to come if he there, and y'all should know that. So I mean, I think it's just well enough known that we don't even have to pretend for the show. If he there, she not going to be there. Period. Especially in light of the photo that it seems like, is it for some people it seems like it's a mythical thing that it happened, and for some people they're like, yeah, this photo, it does, I mean, the photo thing did happen, and I'm like, yeah, we've all heard about the photo. So for, I don't know why for some people it feels like the mythical thing that he may not have done, and it's like, I thought I could have swore he admitted to it to his mother. Yeah, I sent the photo. So anyway, um, and then there's a lot of talk from Letitia earlier, which I was kind of curious about. Like, she was like, "Yeah, I think you should check on Martell," and it's like, in my mind, I felt like she was maybe saying that because she knew that that interview that Marceau did was going to ruffle Martell's feathers, and she was going to be the victim in all of that. And sure enough, she was right. And it's like, I don't know that you can. I don't think that Marceau at this point cares. I really don't think he cares, because at this point, I think he's just kind of like, I'm done with him. That's what it was given. So I think, Letitia, you just gonna have to be ready for anything, because it sounds like it don't. Marceau is like, I don't care what he do. And really, when we get down to the Big D conference or field day or whatever you call it, um, Destiny and them brought Lance, Nell's son. Now, what I want to know is, Destiny, are you and Lance, Kissing, up in the tree? Is that what's going on here? Is that the new Bay? Is that new Boo? Where are Sonny and Moses? Did we ever get an explanation about what happened to Stormy? Like, I gotta take away a, yes, I'm gonna take away a point. I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm not gonna give it a 9.5, because I don't know what happened to Stormy. Did anybody say something? Did I miss an episode? Did I blink? Did we get a title card that say Stormy has left the building? Stormy stopped filming with the group. Stormy has just disappeared off the face of the earth, and magically she's still on TikTok. Where is she on the show? Can somebody riddle me that? Are y'all gonna say she not coming back no more? Because y'all sure somebody referenced her, and I think it was Chris and Nell. I think it was Chris that referenced Stormy because Nell called Martell a B while they was playing musical chairs. Because he was grabbing her arm or something like that. Like, and she ain't really like that. So she called him a B. Anyway, yeah, like, is anybody gonna say nothing, or are we just moving on like she was never there? That's curious to me. Anyway, it would have been a better field day if Ken and Latricia was there, because to me, those are the people that need to be in the same room. Martell and Ken and Latricia. Like, if we really want to have a big old D conversation, a doggone good one, then it would have been doggone good for us to reschedule this field day to when Ken and Latricia were back, because those are the questions that I want to know the answers to. Because what we get in this fight is much ado about nothing. Because let's talk about it. They play the musical chairs or whatever like that, and Kimmy and Maurice win, or Kimmy win, or somebody win. I don't know. I don't know who won what. All I know is this. At the end of the day, the question is really, it's just one question in this Big D combo. Martell, who wronged you and why, and how do you feel about it? Martell, well, I just feel like certain people haven't been. Then Destiny, no, clarify. You mad at Marceau for doing the interview, okay? And that's when he gotta say, yeah, I'm mad at Marceau. You did this interview. I felt like, you shouldn't have said what you said. And Marceau, to his credit, stands 10 toes down in what he said. I felt like this is how I felt about the Revenge P and you and the photo, or whatever you want to call it. And that's what it is. And I don't have no respect for you. Period. What you want me to say? So as Martell continues to proclaim his innocence, because he say this was about DV harassing communication, and I'm like, now, am I being gaslit? I don't know, because wasn't all that intertwined with the photo? Eh, Like it, am I gaslit? Or is it? All I know is that wherever Martell was going with his defense, Marceau very well like articulated that he reiterated his point wherever Martell went in his defense. Marceau was there. I can't defend you. I can't defend those actions, and I don't respect them, whatever they may be. So at this point, Martell gets to saying, oh, well, it comes up that, oh, you've been doing worse than me. You've been doing all of these things. And so Marceau is like, well, show me the proof. Show it to us then. If you got it, show it. Martell runs to his car. And to Marceau's credit, he don't budge. Okay. He does not budge, not an inch. And my thing is this. I feel like the real person that gets the stray in this situation is always Letitia, because it would impact her the most. It would be, it would hurt her the most in this situation for him to do that. So for me, also too, if you're gonna keep screaming about it, then you either need to provide the proof in black and white or stop talking about it. Because to be quite honest with you, 7 years later, I'm uninterested in it. And I thought as he ran to get his phone, there was going to be some magical moment that revealed, the puppet master behind the curtain operating the puppets, showing us and revealing to us some hidden truth. And that does not happen. When he comes to bring back his phone, it's just like more threat of, I'm going to show it. And it's like, bro, like the man is asking you directly to show the money. Show me the money. Marceau ain't budged. So everybody's looking at Martell like, well, if you're making this accusation over and over and over again, then where is your list? Where's your scroll? Where's your Angie K scroll of documentation about this? Otherwise, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to take this another place, because we, as in me, myself, and I, and Norman, I can speak safely for Norman. Actually, not only can I speak for Norman, but I can speak for the hand, okay? And the hand says, if you're going to keep talking about this now, not that finger. You're going to keep talking about this now, you're going to need to either provide us with something, a map, a time capsule, something, because otherwise this is not cutting it. 7, 8 years later, it's not cutting it for me. It's repetitive. It's redundant. We've done this song and dance before, and I'm just ready for something new. This is why it would have been much more interesting to have had Ken and Barbie. I mean, what is her name? Latricia there. You know what I'm saying? Because then we could have got to the bottom of something new. Anyway, that's my opinion on the matter. Love and Marriage Huntsville. The people did show up to work. The people showed everybody. I mean, there were people working. Some people were stonewalling, but some people were still, you know, doing that good old reality TV work. So, I mean, I ain't got no complaints. I don't, you know, everybody did their thing to me. So, let me know what y'all thought in the comments down below. Whose side were you on? Whose side were you not on? You know what I'm saying? I'm interested in hearing it. But with that being said, y'all know how we'd like to do it. I'm going to see y'all in the next video.